It's been about a year since I've had the car, and just wanted to kind of give an update, show some of the later things that I've done on it, and yeah, let's check it out. So 1987, 300D turbo. Just did the emissions on it, and everything turned out really well. So passed on that, so I'll be able to renew the registration for 2 years. It's at 423,000 miles. Got the European spec lights on there, and those are the automotive lighting, so it's like a genuine brand, including the turn signals too, the indicators. And yeah, I got rid of the motors for under here and just painted that plate. It's 87, so it actually has the temperature sensor down here, which is a little bit odd. It's on the bumper right in front of the left wheel. Later ones, they moved it up to here on the plate, and there's a little rubber circle. But yeah, the grill's in great shape. The inside of it, Palomino. So I've upgraded the doors, put new door panels on there. You know, there's room for a speaker here. I didn't actually put a speaker. You have to have the plate and the rivets, and so I do have that, but I just didn't want to do that and then wire it. So it's fine. The audio's fine for me. But yeah, I did repair this seat control in here. All of the wood has been refinished, so it's looking really nice. The dash, I replaced the dash. That's shown in some other videos. And while I was there, I did all the vacuum pods, so all the air conditioning is working great. Yeah, and then down here too, I've even put the roll box in here. This is supposed to only be on ones that have an airbag for the passenger, and so I just retrofit that. And I think for 93 and above, they had this kind of thing, and so I actually got, you know, cassette tapes in here. So yeah, I've got the Becker radio. That's the 754. Yeah, the seats are pretty good for the most part. A lot of times this portion here turns pink. That part there in the back, the third brake light, it's not broken yet. Yeah, all the windows are in good working shape, so I've replaced the regulators on the back, both the back ones. Fixed a lot of electrical issues too. Only real bad looking thing is just the headliner. So always just kind of looking out for those. Updated the door sills too, so those are the new style. Yeah, on the back, I had originally, the first set that I put on here were the ones for 94 and 95, which are the two colors. Yeah, I went and found some really good new old stock taillights, and so these look great. I have them on both sides. It's perfect shape. Bumper, I got that off an 87, and great shape. Does need some paint. Paint looks a little bit bad. Yeah, when you open it up, I got the triangle on here, and so these will fit no problem, but you do need this bracket, and I got to clean that up a little bit. But this bracket is a 201 part number, and I think I believe it works on the 124, the 201, and the 129. And so yeah, I got that. And when you go down here, You got the tool kit. Spare tire is definitely old. I'll have to redo that. Get a new one, get it filled. Under the hood, things are looking pretty good. When I first got the car, I went through all the fuses, made sure those were in good shape. Were definitely a couple electrical problems that I had to go and fix. Some of the wiring going to the AC compressor was super sketchy. Yeah, one of the recent things I did, and I had a video, was I replaced the vacuum box, and then there's a piece in the ignition too, so I replaced the ignition. That was one of the root causes for a lot of the electrical problems I had, so the ignition switch, replaced that. The ignition switch also has the other side of this because the vacuum's used to turn it off, and so this is the shut-off valve. That's what I was looking for. I do have a new coolant reservoir that I'll put in here soon, and including the new updated line. I got this bracket actually just recently. I was missing this since I got the car. I do have a new EGR that I need to put in, so that's something I'll do, but it's working good as is. So I just passed the emissions, like I said, and so that's good. Yeah, down here, that part that you can see right here is a ballast resistor, and so that's used to turn the electric fan on if you're idling. I just had to pull a part from the junkyard cars, and that got it working again, and so my AC is working really good. So I did the evacuate and recover, so things are going really well there. Some of the jobs I'll have coming up here going to be starting in the front. This strut mounts are definitely not in good shape, so I got new parts for those. I also got the new strut itself, so I'll get that replaced. And then right behind here there's the ball joint. I got it for both sides. I got the special tool, so I should be able to get that extracted fairly easily. We'll see. Yeah, that'll freshen up the front quite a bit. Just recently I had the steering gearbox resealed, and that was leaking really bad, just everywhere, all over the floor, all over everything. And I had the transmission rebuilt completely too by German Transmission in Phoenix, and so this thing's shifting great, probably as close as it can be for like when it was new. Still got I got a new pan on it, new filter, all new parts in there. I do have the parts for the steering linkage, the drag link, the tie rod ends, the damper. I have those too, so that's coming up. I did get a seal for this vacuum box for the shutoff valve. I didn't think to replace that when I pulled this out. The seal was there, and I was like, oh no, so I had to go get the part number for that. Yeah, everything else seems to be okay with the injection pump. There's a common part here. It's a little bit silly, but like a fuel heater, and so it's using the coolant as a heat exchanger with the actual fuel, and it's pretty hard to see on there, but yeah, this guy. And so that will get leaks in it, and so I've been lucky. I haven't had any leaks there. My vacuum pump up front doing good. I've replaced all of the lines here, and yeah, I have the number 14 head, which you could see barely here, and I do have a number 20 head in my shed that I'll be rebuilding. So I'll show that off in a minute. This is something I thought was kind of neat recently that I did, is I went and made had a custom made data plate, and so it's got my information on it, and then it has what I think would have been the original information, except right here you can see I changed the date to October 25th, 2022. So that's when I bought the car. So I just put that. I thought that was a little bit fun to do, and everything should be matching to the best of my knowledge. Only one I didn't really know, It might be a dealer code instead. I just matched my data card and found 03050, so that's probably wrong, but you know what? It's not a real data plate anyway, so I do have all of the other stuff that came with the car. I didn't have that one, so yeah, it's great to have all of that stuff, the original Becker documentation, the owner's manual, there's the data plate one. So yeah, got all the documents for this car. It's cool. So you can see I got a huge box in here. This is a brand new windshield. When I got it, which was about 2 months ago, there were only 10 left in the world. So yeah, unless they start remaking it again, there shouldn't be too many of those left. I'm just kind of saving it for when my windshield gets a little bit worse. Down here I got the parts for my transmission. So yeah, and the steering gearbox too. They got resealed. So these are a lot of the seals for the steering gearbox, and then this is the steering coupler, which was pretty much falling apart. All the rubber had fallen off of it, and the person thought it was a safety issue, which is, it's great. They fixed it. Got the accumulator. There's the transmission mount itself, which doesn't look that bad. Yeah, all the seals here for. There's the kickdown cable, which didn't look that bad at first, but it is starting to wear down. So got one of those before they went NLA, and yeah, the shifter bushings were not horrible, but got those replaced too. Here's all the clutch packs, and some of these are fine. Like you can actually even still see the writing and the letters on it. And then, of course, the one that's the worst is the reverse. The reverse gears, you know, they were basically, you know, pretty shiny. Yeah, you can still see the numbers on this right here. So overall, for basically having about 420,000 miles, not too bad. Here's the band, which yeah, I don't know what to look for in that part. Same with this too, not exactly sure. But neutral safety switch was definitely busted, so I got that replaced. That was good to fix, because a lot of times you just have to put it in neutral to start the car. Yeah, and then here, this is actually the flex plate, which got replaced too, and it was starting to get some cracks, so it's good to get that taken care of. So really happy with that service overall. Definitely cost some money, but the person did great work. Really happy. There's the old pan gasket. Yeah, so anyways, I always keep the parts for a little while. Here I got the new shocks or struts, basically. This is the new bump stops and stuff like that. So those are ready to go on. Yeah, this is a lot of stuff I get from the junkyard, so just an extra console box that I got at the junkyard yesterday. Yeah, I'm in the process of recovering the B-pillar for the driver's side. So that had basically fallen off. So I just need to do a better job of getting the adhesive off of there, and then I'll hit it with some 3M product. Yeah, but here's the head. So this is a number 20 head. Yeah, you can barely see there. And so this, I got it with, it's got all the cam towers. A couple of cam towers were off when I got the engine, when it got here. I'll have to put those, figure out which ones go to which, or if they're all the same. That's great. I know they're concentric, so camshaft is in here. I also got from the same guy, the same seller, I got the injectors in the pre-chambers, which are not in here at the moment. So basically I got those just minorly cleaned up, and then I sent them over to my friend Al. So my friend Al is going to, he's already pop tested them, and they're all pretty good. I think they go off at 135 bar. And so yeah, we'll start working on this. This is what I'll be cleaning up and then finding the new valves. I need to, borrow a tool to get the valve springs off there under the lifters. So, when I get into here, so that I can take off the spring, take the keepers out, get to the valve, take the valve out. So, yeah, clean it all up, and then I'll have to find a machine shop to bring it to. So that's one of the next big things. And this is not really related to the car, but this is a pretty interesting rivet gun that I just got recently. So we just got back from Mexico, and I needed to use some rivets, and in Spanish it's remaches. And so I got this this gun, and basically you load your rivet in at the end of it, and yeah, just pull it out and just use the force of this, and it will just push the rivet into place. So that was kind of interesting. Was definitely fun seeing that. The new ejectors for the head use the splines, and so I have those too. I got those bagged up in here somewhere. Have to find out where I put them. And yes, when that all goes back together, that'll be pretty exciting. I'm going to wait until the head, the number 14 head, fails or starts to just have some issues before I go and replace the head, though. So once it starts to show some signs that it's not operating very well, then that's when I'm gonna go replace it, because yeah, right now it's okay. It's totally fine, and I don't even know a machine shop to go to here in the Phoenix area, so I'll have to find that, and we'll see how that goes. So that's pretty much it. Everything's been going really good. Just really enjoying the car now. So getting to drive it a lot, and all the big things have been addressed. It still needs to, I still got to do the rear brakes and yeah, all that other stuff I mentioned. But yeah, it's great to just enjoy it now. The AC is working really nicely. Probably would have been better to do that before summer, but oh well. Yeah, it's just about a year of ownership, so just later this month it'll be a year. Yeah, it's probably my favorite car I've ever owned. So the SL that's on my channel, I sold that car, and so went to a really nice person in Florida. He's enjoying it, really having a good time. I just wasn't using it. It was one of my favorite cars, but it only fits 2 people. So this one, it fits all of us. You can actually fit 5 people if you need to. The trunk is pretty huge. It gets good gas mileage, or fuel mileage, whatever, miles per gallon. So it's, yeah, I really like it. So thanks to the people that leave comments about this kind of car. I love reading about those, and share your car or links to your channel if you have it. So I read all the comments. So thank you so much, and see you next time.